And now for more on the Lagos Assembly drama, I am joined by a political affairs analyst and publisher, Taiwo Olapade. He joins me in the studio to share his thoughts on the crisis. Thank you so much for joining me, Taiwo.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, now let's talk about, this Lagos Assembly tussle and everything. How would you capture the different angles and different facets of, what is going on in the Assembly?
Well, we just saw the Supreme Court ruling as regards the same or similar crisis that is about playing out in Lagos State. And for me, it's looking more like Rivers, like Lagos. It started with Rivers State, and we have saw the ruling from the Supreme Court, which is the final arbiter at the apex court in the land. So from Supreme Court, you can't take your case anywhere else. You just have to accept the verdict of the Supreme Court. So I wouldn't like to say I'm afraid that the current happenings in Lagos State may also want to degenerate into the similar development or trend that we have seen over the last 1 year thereabout in Rivers State. For me, I think particularly what happened yesterday in the House of Assembly, I think is a very sad commentary, a very sad development, because the ouster Speaker, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, has already taken his matter before a court. Why don't you allow the court of law to take precedent, to give ruling in this matter, and not by resolving to self-help? That's exactly what I saw happen yesterday at the Lagos State House of Assembly. And I don't really blame him, because he was feeling like, no, I was not I was constitutionally removed as the Speaker. He said there was not an impeachment. They can only impeach the president or the governor, as the case may be. But what gave him the effrontery, as we saw in the video, was because of the security aid. Yes, I was actually going to ask you that. What do you make of Miranda's aid that was withdrawn and the apology from the Commissioner of Police? I think for me that apology is not acceptable.
But do you suspect power play there?
Exactly, because I saw the briefing by the new Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, CP Moshood, and I was wondering. He said the State Police Command is conducting audits of policemen attached to VIPs and political heavyweight and the like. So should we say it is coincidental that it affected Right Honorable Mojisola Miranda? And I would have loved to hear from the CP how many other VIPs as this routine police check affected. It should have listed them rather than now just narrow down to why Mojisola Miranda, and why that at the same time, almost about a few hours, to when the security aid to the Speaker was withdrawn, that we saw about barrage of security. It's just a matter of one plus one. A barrage of security now deployed to ouster Speaker Mudashiru Obasa. And some people have said that maybe the commissioner was trying to avoid the clash of security aid, because of course if people are carrying the AK-47, it could lead to face-off between the heads of Right Honorable Mojisola Miranda and possibly maybe the Speaker that make a dramatic return into the House of Assembly yesterday.
All right, now a few days ago, there were insinuations, of a truce following interventions of the ruling party's elders in the state. Now, do you see deepened cracks, within the political party itself?
The bottom line is nothing bad about the ruling APC looking or adopting a political solution to this matter, because we are talking about politicians. But one thing that is also very clear is they are not doing this in our own interest. It's not in the interest of the generality of Lagosians. It is their own selfish motive and selfish interest. And that's the way politicians, that's the way they don't, and that's why sometimes I pity those people that say, I'm for Obasa, I'm for Miranda, they come dancing, and then they are not for you, they are for themselves. They think about themselves, not the people, even who voted them into office. So we saw the move by the Governor's Advisory Council, we call them the GAC in Lagos State, they had a marathon meeting over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, trying to find an amicable resolution. And some of those things that we are hearing from their closed-door meeting, one is that, you know, the current governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, comes from Lagos Central. And by providence, the speaker that was endorsed by our colleagues, rather, Mojisola Miranda, is from Apapa. Apapa is also Lagos Central. That's one of the permutations that we cannot have the governor from the same senatorial district. And also, you have the speaker, which is number 3. The deputy governor is Amsat, Dr. Kadir Amsat, is from Ekpe. That's in Lagos East. So what we are hearing is they want to balance the political equation. Governor, Lagos Central, deputy governor, Lagos East, and now the speaker should come from Lagos West, where the ouster speaker, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, you know, comes from. But Miranda is also within the Lagos Central Senatorial District. But they never knew that will happen, because we have seen also an impeachment of a former speaker in this same Lagos House of Assembly, Right Honorable Yetunde Pinheiro, in 2005. You know, and heaven did not fall. But at that time, Yetunde Pinheiro was from Ekpe Constituency 1, and the person who succeeded him, Right Honorable Adeyemi Sabiti Kuforiji, happens to also be from Ekpe Constituency 2. So that's exactly what they are saying now, that even if Obasa is going to be removed, we need to get somebody from either Agege or someone from Alimosho, Badagry, but now we are hearing that they narrowed down to Honorable David Shetonji, who is from Badagry constituency. Yeah. But what we saw yesterday, we are thinking that maybe by the time the House will convene, the House had adjourned Sinadai under Right Honorable Mojisola Miranda. That happened on Monday. Mudashiru Obasa came in with about 4 other lawmakers. They had a sitting plenary in the same chamber. I don't want to go to what happened, how they made their way into the chamber, also into the office of the speaker. But what we saw again was he also pronouncing adjournment of the House Sinadai. So what exactly is going on? Exactly. Does it mean that we now have what is going on playing out in Rivers State? They're just like Rivers, now like Lagos. And for me, it's quite a very sad development.
Absolutely. What do you make of President Tinubu's silence? Because some people have actually questioned his ability to, you know, control the APC in Lagos State.
Well, for me personally, and when we see something of this nature, people will call in the name. They call in the name of the president. They call in the name of the first lady at the point. And I'm happy that the House of Assembly categorically, you know, said that the first lady does not have a hand in what is going on. But people sometimes they said we read the body language of Mr. President, or we read body language of Mr. Governor, and the body language can also be misread sometimes. So for that, we have not we have not had any formal report to say President Tinubu is, you know, involved or he has an interest, so to say, in what is going on in the Lagos State Affairs. It's just a matter of hearsay, body language. He has not come out to say this is what we should do or this is what should happen. But we have also heard a report that the president has given mandate to GAC and also even asked former governor of Osun State, Baba Bisi Akonde, and also Arimo Olusegun Oshoba of Ogun State to find a political and amicable resolution to this matter. But we are monitoring development, and maybe in the next few days or week, we will see where this will lead us to.
Now, away from Lagos State, and before we let you go, Taiwo, can you react to the recent Supreme Court judgment in Rivers State? Well,
just like I said, like Rivers, like Lagos, because we saw Governor Siminalayi Fubara presented the budgets of Rivers State to 4 lawmakers. And number one, the number of lawmakers that he presented the budget before does not form a quorum. It doesn't form a quorum. Just like in the Lagos State House of Assembly, we have 40 members. And the quorum for 40 members to third is about, I think, around 24 thereabouts. And in the case of the removal of Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, we had overwhelming, you know, members. It's supposed to be 24, but we had about 36 thereabouts that removed Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. So the question that are we likely to see Lagos also, delving, also tilting towards what is happening in Rivers State? How I wish this matter will be quickly resolved either by the court of law or find amicable resolution, because Lagos is a pace setter. Lagos is a state that that every other state, is like a signature of all highs, and we know the days when you see governors coming to Lagos, they will say we have come to learn from Lagos. We see days under the leadership of Right Honorable Ademi Kuforiji, even lawmakers from outside the country, they come to the parliament to say we want to learn, we want to see how you people are doing it. But we don't see that again because of this rascality that is going on, because of this, somebody said the speaker cannot stay, the speaker must resign, all sort of, the speaker has resigned, and this does not good for Lagos polity. And it's quite unfortunate because we don't also have a viral opposition. If there's a viral opposition to check maybe the ruling party, maybe we couldn't have, be having what we are experiencing at the moment.
How strong are oppositions these days?
Sorry, do you mean in Lagos?
In Lagos and in Nigeria generally.
If I ask you the question, I don't know if you can answer. Do you know the chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos State, even the Labour Party, that did wonderfully well in the last 2023 general election, because of they're also facing one internal wrangling or crisis or the other, and that's why APC, the way it has looked, is like it's taking the people of Lagos for granted. And we need a strong opposition to put those in power, on their toes, to put them in check. But sadly, we don't have a strong or viral opposition in Lagos State, as the case may be. But I want to see a quick, and because in the long run, they say, when two elephants fight, it is the grasses. Now, in this case, we, the residents, are the ones that are likely to suffer, because the crisis will not even, it won't stop the salary of the lawmakers, but it will affect lawmaking in the state, because now both leadership under Miranda, under what's his name, Mudashiru Obasa, are adjourned synodai. In case there are laws that are to be signed into law, in case there are laws that have gone through second reading, that need third reading, and now passed to the governor for his assent, how would that be happen? How would that happen? That means the legislative arm of government in Lagos State has been halted. And in the long run, it will affect socio-economic development of Lagos State.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Taiwo Olapade, for joining us and speaking on this.
Thank you so much for having me.